Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome, thank you so very much for joining me. This is the Crafty Christmas collab with Bourbon Creek Crafts, and it's a tough one to say, I tell you. This was my very first collab that I did ever when I did it last year, and I am just forever grateful to Beth for including me and helping me get over the fear of doing collabs. If you're on the fence, try one. It's pretty fun. I'm using my Mind's Eye Comfort and Joy 48 sheets 12 by 12. This is a really big pad for me, scary, but I have the month. I don't have to finish the whole thing. I think this lends itself pretty well to some fun journals, maybe a December daily or two, maybe two with that many pages. Great cards because there are some patterns that are smaller scale. And then I also had a ridiculous amount of ephemera and stuff to go with it. I think I had 3 packs of stuff that matched. So I took it all apart, trimmed off those little nubby things that make me crazy, and I sorted it into 2 sections. The cards that I thought that would be nice for journaling on the back in journals, I put in one, and I'm gonna set those aside. I haven't gone through these yet. And then the others, I've used some of them on cards here today, but that gives you an idea of where we're headed. I'm also challenging myself to use some paper in my Christmas crafts this year. I have had this super dark green, really high quality cardstock for at least a decade. I used it in a genealogy book. So it was craft colored and dark burgundy and green, really muted traditional colors. So I have a bunch of this to use, so I'm trying that. But Comfort and Joy, that's what I'll be using. And there's all sorts of stuff to go with it. These are some of the journaling cards that I had set aside to make cards with later. I could also use them in an actual journal. So these are the 2 cards I made for this week. I am trying to decide if I'm going to stamp sentiments on the inside of my card. If I want to do that, I'd like to do it now before I fold them all. A, if I mess up, it saves me time. And B, it's just easier. If you have a woodblock stamp, you can do it quickly. If you're going to put them in your positioner, either way. So I'm trying to decide that. So I've just made 2 for today. And I think these are all going to be, since it's red and green paper, I think they'll be used as Christmas cards, not just winter or something else. And I'm just not sure who they're for yet. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them. So here you can see I've layered some of that green paper. It just gives it some definition. I didn't use so much that your eye was really drawn to that. That's why I did a narrow border and I rounded the corners. And both of these started out this size. So this one I cut down to the size I wanted, and this one I actually made it the size of the green scrap. But I like to change the size of them if I can, if the sentiment or image doesn't take up the whole thing, just to add variety to my cards so they're not all the same. This one I have some fabulous snowflakes that my friend Noni made for me. I have a whole box of them here. And some embellishments, a little bit of Wink of Stella. And then here I use the enamel dots on this one. And this paper is really neat because the snow globes and the snowman, they already have embossed glitter on them. The inside of this one I've left blank. At the end, I'll be sure and use die cuts or scraps, or if there are bits of ephemera left over, they won't be empty. This one I did stamp on the inside, Celebrate the Season. That's one of my oldies but goodies that I love. So those are my 2 cards. Who knows what I'm going to make next week? It's always a surprise to me, just like it is to you. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out the other collaborators. Thank you so much to Beth for allowing me to participate in the Crafty Christmas collab. Bye-bye.